qualified and still ain't pay her. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Because so my brother here wanted to talk about Harriet Tubman being a federal employee, being a federal spy. So a lot of y'all do not know this about Harriet Tubman. She did not just save slaves. She actually worked. She served in our military. She served in the Union Army as a nurse as well as a cook. Under the Secret Service, she was called upon by the Secret Service to gather a group of scouts and do some spying work for them for a later battle or situation that would take place. Now, in terms of her compensation for her services, let's talk about this. Initially, she was compensated. They did give her $200 initially, which was fairly okay money at the time. I don't think $200 a month just $200 in a lump sum payment. I don't think that's enough for all the shit I've done for y'all. This is before we get to. And afterwards, what ended up happening was, by way of her spouse passing away, my condolences to him, she qualified for widow's pension, which gave her $8 a month. She, as long as some people who were the power players on top, wanted to increase her pension to $25 a month and begged for that. Presented this towards a member of representatives. They were not having this because they said if we did this, this would set a bad precedent. This would make it to where every nurse who served feels like they should get this too. I want to also add that this wasn't just a black versus white thing. A lot of white people who were in power, particularly former people under Abraham Lincoln, secretary, et cetera, they were for doing this. Just, money, et cetera, et cetera. So for the longest time, her pension for serving, for doing all this she did, was only $8 a month. Towards the end of her life, I'm going to say 2 or 3 years before she passed away, it was raised to $20 a month. So she did to some degree get a raise, right? I don't think there are many people like Harriet Tubman who did so much for this country, so much for the citizens of this country before they were even qualified as citizens. They should have been paying her ass $700 a month. They should have been paying her ass $3,000. I'm talking about in their time, because this was a lot of money back then. For all that she did for the people who weren't even qualified as citizens of this country, for all that she did for the Union, for all that she did for America, 100% she didn't get her just due. So no, she didn't, brother. She didn't. But thank you for asking that.